I want to say welcome. Thank you all so much for joining me. Thank you for being here. It means so much to me. I hope I can really give you some insightful branding strategy today. But welcome to our nap time series. We do these every Monday at 1:30 p.m. Pacific time. So right when I put my daughter down to nap, I come and I join you. And today we always discuss brand strategy and design. And so I really hope that you get a lot out of these. And so thank you so much for being here. Today we are talking about brand style. So I thought it'd be fun to talk specifically about brand colors. That's something I've been getting some questions about recently. Are your brand colors effective? How do you know if your brand colors are effective? And how do you choose? And so I have a 3-step process. It's really easy. That really helps me define a brand's colors. And so I'll be going through that with you today. I do want to say before we get started, this is the last week of the Entrepreneur Challenge. So if you haven't gotten a chance to sign up for our challenge yet, this is a weekly challenge. We've been sending out emails every week for the month of January, and the doors are closing on Friday. I do talk about this every week, but this is your last chance to sign up, and so I really want to make sure that I'm letting you all know about the opportunity. This is all stuff I'm going to be selling eventually in my course, and so you might as well get it for free right now, and I would just love to get your feedback on it also. And if you're just curious, come join. If you're curious, come creep. If you know me and you want to see what I'm up to and what I'm making, please come join. Or if you're just curious about how this could maybe help your business, come join, come creep, sign up for the challenge. And if you do sign up for the challenge, you'll get access to the full branding course, which is going to be a $500 paid course launching next month, but you'll get full access for free if you sign up for the challenge now. So there's only a few more days to do that, so please take advantage. And you'll get our full course for free. Pretty awesome. And so the link is pinned right here. And there's also the link in our bio, so please use it. Okay, so let's get into brand style. So we're going along with the challenge this week. So I also sent out with the Entrepreneur Challenge an email this week about brand style with some really cool exercises. I hope you'll check it out. But today I thought it'd be really cool to talk about brand colors. So you talked about your brand personality last week, and so this week it's all about how do we feature that personality visually? How do you show it? How do you show your personality? How do you stand out? And how can you actually show yourself visually as a brand? And so here are a few things that I like to take into account when just thinking about the overall vision for your brand. It all starts with creating the mood. So mood boards, I'm really into mood boards, but it's all about creating the mood. How do you want customers to feel when they interact with your brand? Do you want them to be excited? Do you want them to be like cozy and calm down? Do you want them to be focused? Do you want them to be confident? So how would you like people to feel when they interact with your brand? What kind of company do you want to be? That's another big question. So, we talk about brand personality, and we sent out a brand personality slider last week. That's really, oh, thanks, Vicki. Oh, you're so sweet. It's so good to see you. Thanks so much for jumping on. It's so awesome to be here. And that's great because I'm talking about some real estate stuff today too. So that's cool. Okay, so so talking about what kind of company do you want to be? What is your brand personality? What kind of adjectives do you use to describe yourself? Are you looking for more like youthful and playful? Are you looking for more classic and refined? Are you looking for more like modern and masculine? So think about the adjectives that describe your brand, the personality, because those can actually also describe your visuals. And then do you want to be associated with other brands or other styles? Or do you want to invent something that's just uniquely you that has never been done before? Because that's something you have to think about ahead of time. And so I'm actually creating a real estate website for a friend right now. And one of the first things that we did was we went back through and looked at the websites of like all the top performing real estate agents in her market. So what do all of these sites have in common? What are the big things that they're talking about? How are they appealing to their customers? What's appealing to their customers? What sort of things are their customers asking for? And then we also looked at the top real estate agents in even larger markets. So like here in LA, and kind of looked at their websites also just to kind of see what visuals they're using. And so not that it's to copy, but really just to kind of say like, okay, I want to make sure that I look like I belong in this club. What are the things that these people are mentioning? What are the things that these people are showing visually that would make me, and on my website, make me seem like I'm part of this club also? And then yeah, so that way you're associated with it. And then also, what can you do differently? So what are the things that you can do from there to stand out? So I give more exercises in the challenge, but today I really want to delve into the brand colors, so I'll jump into that. But if you have any questions about brand visuals, let me know, DM, or feel free to ask them here. So brand colors. Are your brand colors effective? How do you know, and how do you choose? So there are 3 steps that I use. So I'm going to give you those 3 steps along with some really good resources that you can use to also develop your own brand colors, and just to kind of play around with them a little bit. They're really fun. So the 3 steps to determining your brand colors. Step 1. So the first step to determining your brand's colors is brand strategy and research. This is the first step of anything in branding. Of anything you create, I don't recommend creating a single visual for your brand until you've already determined the psychology behind it. As designers, we use a lot of psychology to create your brand style, and we want to make sure that it really feels like you, and so that way you feel really confident in it, but that it also resonates with your customers, and that it's something that that's appealing to them too. So I'll say it again, we do not get started on the look of your brand until you've established your target audience, your mission and goals, your values, and your brand personality. Those are all things that you should establish before you create anything visual for your brand. All of that should come first. And then the next is research. So like I talked about with the real estate website, looking at other businesses in your market. So look at the top level brands, the people like the best of the best, the people that are doing this at like the most, like at the highest level. And then the people that are close to your demographic. What are they doing? What are they doing effectively? What are their clients asking for and responding to? And how can you do things differently? How can you set yourself apart? So what colors do they tend to be using? And so I definitely do not recommend choosing logos or just a similar brand aesthetic to someone who's in your market, just because it's confusing. It's confusing. You're going to end up on your website or their website, and you don't know who you ended up visiting. And so making sure that you're doing something that sets you apart. Okay, so after you get your brand strategy and research, that's step 1. Step 2 is your mood board. I'm a big proponent of the mood board, y'all. Big proponent. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I have some examples in the Entrepreneur Challenge, but it's a big vision board for your brand. I share some also on our feed, so feel free to look through there. But we'll go into, and we do go into how to make one in the Entrepreneur Challenge, but in my opinion, it's really just like the easiest way to get a visual on your brand. For you, it's like, yes, it's nice for your customers if you want to share it. It's nice for, designers, obviously. You can send it to them as a reference. That's amazing. Please send that. But it's really for you, just to really actually start to get a feel of what your brand looks like. So, choosing the mood you want to establish. So choosing mood photos, choosing images, choosing graphics that you like. And then it's putting them all together into one big collage. So if you want a how-to, then please sign up for the challenge. But once you've created the mood, then it's time to just really look at your images. What colors do they have in common? What colors do you tend to be attracted to when you're picking the mood of your business? What are the things that you like seeing, and what are the things that the colors that really represent the mood that you're trying to create? And so we'll get into that a little bit in step 3. So step 3 is when you actually choose your colors. So we went from brand strategy and research to creating our mood board, so trying to get the feel of the colors that we're looking for. And so now is step 3, which is the actual color choices. So I recommend, please start with one color. Just one. You don't need 7. Just start with one color. What is the color that represents you? What is the color that you want associated with your brand? So I'm going to turn this around, and it's a little real fancy. I'm going to be recording my screen for you, computer screen. So here I found this really awesome graphic. This is by thelogocompany.net. Please, it's credited to them. This is not my graphic. You can find a lot of these. You can literally just Google color psychology. But I thought this one was really helpful for kind of showing the colors that represent the moods that you're going for, or just the overall feel of your brand. So for example, my brand is peach. You've seen Deluxe Design. Our big color is peach. I originally wanted pink, but I decided that pink is just too spot on. I'm not totally a pink girl, but I love the idea of like this feminine aesthetic with pink. I also love orange. I love, even like right here, I mean, it says cheerful confidence. That's exactly what I'm trying to portray. And so that's where I ended up with peach, was going with pink, but I really wanted something I wanted something softer than orange and something not quite as girly as pink. And so I found this really pretty peach color, and that's where I ended up with my cheerful confidence. So here are just a little bit more for what the colors can be. So once you've figured out your main color, don't mind my screen, I'm going to turn this down. Hi. So once you've figured out your main color, then you need to figure out your accent colors. I can tell you that a lot of brands also choose to many accent colors. And so unless you're specifically going for like a rainbow look, I say choose one main color and then up to 2 accent colors. Up to 2. That's all you need. So I found a really good visual representation of this also. So I just found this recently called brandcolors.net. And this is literally all of the hex codes of all of your favorite brands. So you can literally get the exact colors that these logos use, and not the same thing, not to copy, but just for inspiration. The thing that I thought was the most interesting about this was that all of the biggest brands that I could find on here have like one color, maybe 2, maybe 3. Like Airbnb, 1 color. Alibaba, 1 color. Amazon, 2. American Express, 2. Android, 1. AOL, 2. And so don't overdo it. You don't have to overdo it. I feel like it's all, unless like Asana has more of like a rainbow look. If that's the look you're going for, then by all means choose some extra. But if not, you don't need 7 colors. You just need a few. So picking your accent colors, this is my favorite tool. Not to build this up, but this is kind of life-changing. So right here we have Adobe Color. This is a free program, you guys. This is completely free. It is color.adobe.com. It is super helpful for creating your palette. My favorite thing is that it has all of the color rules basically already built in here. So as you're choosing, if you want to choose your main color, so you have this one here. And so let's say I'm going to drag my main color here to, let's see, what if we do kind of like a nice like teal color, something soft. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so we have our central color. So I've decided that this teal is my main color. This is my brand's color. When you see this, you'll think of me. I need a few accent colors. So what you can do with this app is so amazing because it's going to give you suggested colors based on this main color. So it already has all the color rules worked in. So right now we're doing analogous, which means colors that are basically next to your main color on the color wheel. So it's going to kind of skew a little bit more of the bright green, and it's going to kind of skew blue. And so now we have our analogous colors. We can look at chromatic, which is super helpful. And so this is basically different shades and different tints of the same hue. We have the triad, so you can get a really nice pairing. You can go brighter, you can go softer, but you can get a really nice pairing from opposite ends of the color wheel, but you know that these are already harmonious colors. They're already all kind of set for you. Complementary, which means they're opposite sides of the color wheel. And again, you can go brighter or darker. I really like complementary. These I feel like aren't used quite as much because it's a big contrast, but I mean, some famous ones are like red and green, you know, or a huge popular pairing, or like purple and gold, super popular contrasty pair, but those are complementary. And then there's a few more, but I really suggest playing with this. And then the nicest thing too is that it gives you all of the exact text codes that you would need to download and give to your designer. And so if you are really able to take the time, I would suggest playing with this. Oh, the other thing that is my favorite thing, so you can play around on this color wheel and pick your different color harmony rules, or you can extract from an image. And so if you have, let's see, I came up with this little guy, I found this nice little image. So let's say this is a big mood photo for your brand. You're kid-oriented, you're all about, you know, you're maybe a dentist on the beach in Malibu, you know, and so you want something that's really family-friendly, you want something bright, welcoming, and that has some like beach tones, and so this has been a really good mood photo for you. here are your colors already built in. And now you can take this back to the color wheel and you can play with them if you want. And so you can, if you're hoping to make these all a little bit dimmer, you can definitely do that. Or you can start playing around with the different color rules here too. But it's a really, really nice way to take your mood board and to extract literally exact images from it. So again, this is Adobe color.adobe.com. This is a huge tool that I think is super useful. Please play around with it. And this would also help if you're just looking for extra design, if you're a designer, or if you're just looking for extra design for something else you're working on for your social media, or for your branding or whatever. But Adobe Color, it's the bomb. Okay. So that's it. So that was our biggest things today, was picking your colors. So once you've figured out your main color, go to Adobe Color and find your side colors. Really think about, though, if you want these, like the feel, thinking about really, color is all about mood. I'm an empath. I am a emotional person in a wonderful way, and I think that's one of the things that makes me a good designer. And so I think that's one of the things that you can tap into to be a good designer for yourself too, is tapping into the moods. How do these colors make you feel? Do you want something bright and happy? Do you want something kind of dark and moody? Do you want something very simple, a lot of black and white and gray? So really getting into how the colors make you feel, and that's how the color is going to make your customers feel too. And then, as always, with anything that you create for your brand, test it. Send your new logo, send your color palette to like 7 different customers if you have the opportunity, and ask their opinion, because that's, in the end, it's always going to be testing with your customers is always going to be the main thing that is going to set your design. So I hope this was really helpful this week. We, again, if you can sign up for the Entrepreneur Challenge, that will have a lot more in-depth info about brand style. But hopefully this was helpful for you in determining your brand colors. Vicki, thank you so much for jumping on and being here the whole time. You're so awesome. I hope this was helpful for you, and I hope to see you every week. I will see you guys next week at 1:30, same time, same place, Mondays at 1:30 p.m. PST. Please join me. And next week we'll be talking also more about brand design, so I hope you'll stay tuned. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye.